All right, guys, so where we left off was 1 gallon is equivalent to 4 quarts. Remember, you can use the kingdom of gallon to show that. The next one is 6 pints. So I have 1 prince is how many cups? So 1 prince we know is 2 cups. So I could do my table and keep going till I have 6 princes to see how many, or I know 1 times 2 is 2. So 6 times 2 would be 12 cups. So 6 pints is equivalent to 12 cups. Now we're going from 8 quarts, so 8 queens. How many kingdoms would that be? If there's 4 in each, we know that that would be 2 gallons or 2 kingdoms of gallon. So you should have 10, 4, 12, and 2. All right, let's keep it moving. Our next one, what is the smallest fraction? So if you look, we have all different denominators. So when we compare them, we need to make sure that we are drawing them using one whole being the same. So we're going to break it apart. We have 4 different fractions, so we're going to break it apart into 4 parts. We have 1/3, 1/4, 1/6, and 1/7. So we know when we look up here, we're going to break this into 3 equal parts, and we have 1 out of 3. Our next one, I'm going to break it in half, and then break those in half. 6th, how do I do this good? 1, 2, 3 is half, so we're gonna do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And then the last is 7th, so we're gonna make it even smaller. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now we can easily see that 1/7 is the smallest. All right, up next we have a division equation, and we're going to set it up using our standard algorithm. Remember, off to the side, we're going to list our steps: divide, multiply, subtract, break down, repeat. I'm going to go ahead and pause the video. I want you to as well. List your first 10 multiples of the number 2. Go ahead and pause your video. So here we go. What we're looking for is the number 9. We're trying to see if 2 can evenly go into 9. And remember, we can't go over. So when we look over here, the closest I see is 8 and 10. 10 doesn't work because it's more than 8 or more than 9. So I'm going to go with 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's me dividing into the number 9. Now I can go ahead and multiply. 4 times 2 is, remember we just circled it, 8. Go ahead and we subtract and we're left with 1. Before we bring down, we try to see if we can divide, but I know 2 people can't fit into 1 chair, so we're going to bring down that 8. Now we're looking to divide 2 into 18. So I'm looking for the number 18. Oh, why yes. It can go in 9 times. 9 times 2 is 18. Love it. Then we go ahead and subtract. 18 minus 18 is a big fat 0. We know 2 people can't fit in 0 chairs, so we need to bring down. Now we're looking for the number 7. Again, we don't see it, but the closest we can get is 6, and 2 can be divided into 6 1, 2, 3 times. That's me dividing. Now we multiply. 3 times 2 is 6. So we go ahead and subtract, and we're left with the number 1. Then we go ahead and bring down, and we're going to see if 2 can go into 16. Do we see the number 16? Yes, we do. Count it up. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Love it. That's dividing. Cross off divide. Next we multiply. 8 times 2, just like we circled it. 16. Perfect. Go ahead and subtract. 16 minus 16 is 0. Now, We know 2 people can't fit into 0 chairs, and I have nothing left to bring down, which means we're all done dividing. Our quotient is 4,938. I want you to be a rock star and take it to the next level. How could you use the inverse operation to double check your work? Go ahead and try it, and then check back with me to see if you did it correct. So when we used the inverse operation, we were able to get this same dividend, so we know our quotient is correct. So let's go back over here and write our quotient of 4,938. All right, now we're moving on to the find the product of 32 and 19. You could do the area model, you could do the standard algorithm. Your choice. I'm going to go through and I'm going to do, the standard algorithm, and then I'll do the area model because I know some of you do one and some of you do the other. That way you can check your work. So if you want to pause your video and solve it and then check back, that's fine. If not, you want to follow along with me, that's great too. I'm going to start with the area model because to me it's just nice. I like multiplying friendly numbers. But you do what works for you. So if you want to skip through this part because you don't like this strategy, I won't be offended. Sorry, tickle in my throat. 30 times 10, so I do 3 times 1, which is 3, and I add my 2 zeros. 3 times 9 is 27, add a 0. 2 times 1 is 2, add that 0. Love powers of 10. 2 times 9 is 18. Now I have all my partial products and I can add them up. Remember, when Mrs. Andrews does this, she crosses them off so she can remember which one she already added and which one she still needs to do. Now we're going to go through and add, and 3, 4, 5, 6. I got a product of 608. I'm going to double check using the standard algorithm. Standard algorithm, 9 times 2. 9 times 3 is 27, plus 1 is 28. Now we are going to kill the captain, drop the bomb, sweep the deck. 1 times 2 is 2, 1 times 3 is 3. Go ahead and add them up.
Mom.
Ooh, lovely. We got 608, and Michael even brought us Sky from Paw Patrol. All right, we have 2 more, my friends. 2 more. Let's hang in there. I know Xander and MJ want to be a part of our math lesson today. Okay, our next one is, again, division. I'm running out of room here, so I'll do it over here. We have 8,024, and we're dividing by 3. Go ahead and list your steps. And list our first 10 multiples of the number 3. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, and we end at 30. Now we can go ahead and divide. I'm not going to walk you through my steps. What I want you to do is I want you to pause your video, try to divide it, and then when you're all done, use that inverse operation to see if you're correct. Then check back with me. All right, guys, so when I went through and divided this, I'm actually left with a remainder. So I wanted to show you using the inverse operation how to double check your work. So we know we're going to take our quotient and we turn it into a multiplication problem. And remember, this remainder 2 at the very end, we have to add it to make it accurate. So 4 and 3 is 12. 7 and 3 is 21, plus 1 is 22. 6 and 3 is 18, 19, 20. 3 and 2 is 6, plus 2 is 8. And then we add that remainder. And voila, we got the same dividend as our product over here. So we know our correct answer is 2,674, remainder 2. Nice work. Moving on, we have Mrs. Andrews had 1,409 pencils. She gave 7 pencils to each student. How many students did she give pencils to? So we're going to divide, again, your favorite, 1,409 divided by 7. Remember, we list our steps, and you can go ahead and list your first 10 multiples of 7. pause the video and do it, and then check with me. Right, here we go. So now we can start dividing. 7 into 1, well, that can't happen. 7 into 14, 2 times. That's me dividing. 2 times 7 is 14. I'm left with 0. Before I bring down, I know 7 can't go into 0, so I bring down a 0. Now, 7 can't go into 0, so up on top, I put a 0. 0 times 7 is 0, subtract, and I'm left with 0. Well, 7 still can't go into 0, so I'm going to bring down my 9. And I know that 7 can go into 9 one time. 1 times 7 is 7, and I'm going to subtract, and I'm left with 2. I don't have anything left to bring down, so there's a remainder of 2. I can't have a remainder of 2 for people, so we're going to have 201 students. Okay?